For a lot of places around the world, it's summertime. And what do we do during the summer? We catch planes. See what we're talking about in this episode and see where we're taking you next. Vámonos.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg igen?
Hola, damas y caballeros, y bienvenidos a otro episodio de Habla Conmigo TV. Soy Profe Don Omar. We want to welcome you here, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Survival Spanish. So we said in the intro, we were talking about planes, trains, automobiles. We're talking about traveling during the summer or the winter, whenever this is that you're watching this. But the most important part is that we want to know some of the phrases that we need when we're going into a traveling situation. Top 5 questions that are asked in el aeropuerto. All right, damas y caballeros, coming in at número 5. All right, número 5. Aquí tenemos, ¿habla inglés? ¿Habla inglés? Do you speak English? Yeah, gotta know that one, right? Especially if you're just starting out here in these Spanish speaking streets. You definitely want to know, ¿habla inglés? Funny story, I had a friend call me while I was on a trip here. He called me and he had the ladies that were, fixing or preparing his food at his rental place in La República Dominicana. He called me. He was out of the blue. He's like, "Hey man, I'm trying to find out. Can you find out they got something sweet to eat, like dessert?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So hey, first question he could have led up with was "Habla inglés?" Right? Habla inglés? And then the second thing, of course, would have been, if I gave him the information about dessert. And so we got that taken care of. And so he ended up having tres leches. So coming in at número 4, aquí tenemos, ¿podría ayudarme? ¿Podría ayudarme? Thought I'd throw that picture, that face in there. ¿Podría ayudarme? Just a couple pictures there. All right. ¿Podría ayudarme? Could you help me, or would you help me? ¿Podría ayudarme, por favor? Would you help me, please? Okay. ¿Podría ayudarme? Coming in a número 3, damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos, ¿dónde está mi puerta? ¿Dónde está mi puerta, señor? Señora, ¿dónde está mi puerta? Estamos en el aeropuerto, right? We're still in the airport. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not door, okay? I know you got some words you've been working on Duolingo, whatever app you're using, and you see puerta there, like, oh man, it's a door. Well, why are you looking for a door in the airport? You got to do better in those apps, man. But anyways, ¿dónde está mi puerta? We're talking about where's my gate, right? We're in the airport. Where's my gate? Where am I leaving from? Okay. And if you're working on your pronunciation with puerta, right? Puerta. I think about the word where in English, like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Traveling. See what I did right there? And then put the letter P in front of the word where and kind of fuse it together. Puerta, right? Make that happen. I know. All right, número 2, damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos, ¿el vuelo está a tiempo? ¿El vuelo está a tiempo? All right. Of course, you can remember that when we're asking questions, we have that rise in intonation in our voice, right? ¿El vuelo está a tiempo? It's almost like I'm an actor and I'm acting this out. I'm not really great at it, but at least as you're going into this other language, you want to develop some of the actions and some of the mannerisms of the language. And so we know when we're asking questions in English, you hear it rise in intonation. You just don't really pay attention to it, but it inflects more when we're using a foreign language, okay, or a world language here as we use. El vuelo está a tiempo? Let it rise at the top. It lets people know, oh, this is a question that person is asking me. All right, so make sure you do that. All right, en número 1, damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos, ¿dónde está el baño? All right, ¿dónde está el baño? All right, I know you know this one. A lot of people do when they come in, if they've had some classes before, ¿dónde está el baño is right up there, right? That's number 1. I've got an asterisk on this one as you're jotting it down. I'll tell you some information and a little backstory. So I don't claim to know everything in Spanish, but I do know a little bit, right? And so I learned a lot from traveling. And the word baño is not necessarily utilized in a formal setting, if you will. So what do I mean by that? So I went to Madrid many years ago. and got off the plane in the airport, and hey, gotta use the restroom. But I'm not seeing, the picture, the little logo with the woman and the man on it. You're not seeing that sign. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking around and I'm like, where's the word for bathroom? Like baño, right? I'm looking for baño because that's what I was taught, right, in school. So come to find out, there's a phrase, and I'll see if I can't blow this up on the screen here, but the phrase aseo or aseos, and it said los aseos, and I'm like, what the heck is that? I'm just, I'm walking through los aseos, and then I'm like, oh, the little icon, they got a man and a woman, I guess, los aseos, I have no clue what this is. This is many years ago. Come to find out, los aseos is the same thing as los servicios, which is the same thing as el baño. So don't be like me. That's why I give you this information. I'm dropping these gems. So when you roll into Madrid or Barcelona or Sevilla or wherever you end up at, if you see los servicios or los aseos and you don't see el baño, now you know. And then you can always think back to, Profe did tell me los aseos, los servicios. So now you're ready and knowing. What is it they used to say on G.I. Joe? And now you know, when no one's half the battle. Yeah, now you know. All right, damas y caballeros. So that is number one. Donde está el baño? Top 5 questions you might get in the airport. We got a little game here. We're going to call it Name That Phrase. All right, name that phrase. Nombra la frase. Here we go, damas y caballeros. I'm going to give you a scenario, a phrase, okay? I want you to take this phrase, and the phrase is in English, okay? So I want you to take this phrase and think back to one of the phrases or one of the questions that we had today, and then that's going to be your answer, okay? I want you to make sure, if you want to, hey, I also want you to put your answers in the comment section below. I want to check out. I want to see what you got, what you came up with, if everybody's on the same accord. I made this to kind of see if I would get the same answer that I was thinking about. So do me a favor and do me a solid, as some people say here, and then put your answers to these scenarios in the comment section, and so I can check those out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, numero uno, your connecting flight just arrived. Your connecting flight just arrived. You're running from one gate 16, C16. You're trying to get to A24. You don't know. You just got off the plane. You know your plane came in late, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to find out what. And this is the information that you know. Your connecting flight just arrived. What are you going to ask el agente de aeropuerto, or el empleado, right? What are you going to ask them? Going into scenario numero dos. Scenario numero dos. The agent at the check-in counter is speaking super fast. Agent at the check-in counter is speaking super fast. What are you going to tell them? What are you going to ask them? All right. Here we go. All right, damas y caballeros, vamos a continuar. Número 3. You drank 2, not 1, but 2 32-ounce pink lemonades before getting on the plane. What are you asking? What are you doing? What are you saying? 2 32 ounces pink lemonades. Shout out to you. Woo. All right, here we go. Next one. An announcement was made about your gate changing, but you missed the gate number as they were saying it. It was all in Spanish, right? An announcement was made about your gate changing, but you missed the gate number. What are you going to ask, or what are you going to say? Okay. Think about that one. Here we go. You've misplaced your AirPods at the gate. Man, this is not common. Right? So people do this on the plane, at the gate, restaurants in the airport. These AirPods. Hey, you gotta get one of those little clip things, put them on your pants there or something, or on your bag or something. You misplaced your AirPods at the gate. What are you asking? What are you saying? Put those answers in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to see what you came up with. Damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos la sección como prácticas. How do you practice, right? How do you practice? I want to know what it is that you do. Put that in the comment section below. Let me know what it is that you do to practice your Spanish. And put it in the comment section. I would love to read it, but I think people can learn from other people's examples and other people's regimens and other people's ideas on what works for them. Some people might be able to utilize those things. So ¿Cómo practicas? How do you practice? Put that information in the comment section below. I'd love to read it. And of course, some other people would as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Gracias por su tiempo. And make sure you join us next time. We're doing the top 5 phrases right now, Spanish phrases. We're in this travel mode, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to be giving you some more travel information coming real soon. Damas y caballeros, soy Profe Don Omar. Nos vemos.